tell you what, for the rest of our lives, I'll be careful until told otherwise.
Number 10, No Good Deed, Person of Interest. This sci-fi drama revolved around a government computer called the Machine, which can access information beyond your imagination.
In each case, a single name gets added to what I wrote, and each time that name turns out to be the key to stopping a major terrorist attack. 6 for 6.
In Season 1's penultimate episode, an NSA security analyst named Henry Peck learns about the Machine and plans to inform the press. Almost a year after this episode debuted and 16 months after it was written, NSA intelligence contractor Edward Snowden leaked classified documents, revealing surveillance programs many deemed unethical.
The only way to be that accurate is with illegal surveillance on a massive scale. Then there's this. Siblings is an internal audit of the NSA internet. It's totally routine until they find signals hidden just beyond the Shannon limit.
The Machine doesn't exist in real life, but Snowden's actions confirm that the government is keeping a closer eye on citizens than we realized. Reflecting on the episode, actor Michael Emerson said, "I don't have to be in charge of selling this concept, this fictional concept, to anyone anymore. It ain't fiction, never was, and everyone knows it now."
How do you know all this? Because I built it.
Number 9, The Midnight Sun, The Twilight Zone. The Twilight Zone often mirrored real-world issues that remain prevalent. Season 3's The Midnight Sun was ahead of its time, however. The episode sees the Earth slowly but surely heading toward the sun with temperatures skyrocketing.
There was a scientist on the radio this morning. He said that it'll get a lot hotter more each day, now that we're moving so close to the sun.
This turns out to be a dream, although Earth is actually moving away from the sun, making temperatures drop. When this episode premiered in 1961, climate change wasn't unheard of, but it was hardly top of mind. The term global warming wouldn't even be coined until 1975.
From the Weather Bureau. The temperature stood at 110 degrees at 11 o'clock this morning. Humidity 91%. Forecast for tomorrow, hot.
While the Earth isn't inching toward the sun, it's difficult to watch this episode now without thinking about the record-high temperatures that could mark civilization's downfall. Some write it off as science fiction, but climate change isn't restricted to the Twilight Zone.
She's coming out of it now. Norma. Norma.
Yes?
You've been running a very high fever, but I think it's broken now.
Number 8, Assignment Earth, Star Trek. In the Season 2 finale of Star Trek, the USS Enterprise travels back to 1968, the same year this episode aired. Spock mentions there's going to be an important assassination on this day.
There will be an important assassination today.
The line doesn't impact the episode, which was originally conceived as a backdoor pilot that never went anywhere. Less than a week later, though, Martin Luther King Jr., himself a Star Trek fan, was assassinated. Revisiting the episode today, this throwaway line now feels like a haunting omen.
Just people, without jobs or places to live.
So they get put in here?
Welcome to the 21st century, Doctor.
It wouldn't be the last time Star Trek proved eerily prognostic. In Season 3 of Deep Space Nine, the crew visits San Francisco during the 2020s, where homelessness and social unrest are more relevant than ever. Today is where the future and past intertwine.
Why do they sound so surprised? I mean, when you treat people like animals, you're gonna get bit.
Number 7, Series 22, Episode 3, Grange Hill. Consisting of more than 600 episodes across 31 seasons, this British teen drama had a revolving door of young talent. Actress Laura Sadler joined the cast in 1997 as Judy Jeffries, appearing in 30 episodes.
What are you trying to do to me? I mean, Fed's just creeping up on me like that. You scared me to death.
I just wanted to talk to you, that's all.
Yeah, well, there's nothing to talk about. You shouldn't be on school premises, Alec.
Sadler's time on the show came to an end in 1999 when Judy, attempting to get out of a burning storeroom, fell out of a window to her death. 4 years later, Sadler fell off the balcony of her boyfriend's flat. Sadler didn't survive the accident, with experts finding alcohol and drugs in her system. There might be a few differences, but many noticed that Sadler's death was grimly similar to her character's. Knowing how Sadler died, Judy's fate carries an even more tragic sentiment.
Judy!
Number 6, Eat, Drink, Dick, Marry, Third Rock from the Sun. This sitcom's third season ends on a cliffhanger with Phil Hartman's character kidnapping Harry, believing he can profit off him.
I'm looking for a scrawny little runt.
Oh, well, there are a few of those around here.
Well, this guy better look out. Oh, yeah! Because I'm a bad apple and I'm rotten to the core.
The episode leaves the door open for Hartman's character to return. 8 days after the episode aired, though, Hartman was murdered by his wife, Bryn, before taking her own life. Although Hartman worked on a few other projects that had yet to come out, his Third Rock guest spot was the last performance the world would get to see during his lifetime.
I think you're Harry.
Well, I think you're Harry.
While the showrunners had plans for Hartman's character, his absence would be explained in the season 4 premiere, where Harry is sold to a circus run by Larry Miller. Watching these two episodes, we're reminded that Hartman was taken far too soon.
A second, I don't remember signing any contract.
Yeah, but your former associate Randy LaFournier did. Yeah.
Number 5, the one with Rachel's other sister, Friends. Rewatching any Friends episode is bittersweet, knowing that Matthew Perry is no longer with us.
Careful. Careful. Careful!
I'll tell you what. For the rest of our lives, I'll be careful until told otherwise.
This season 9 Thanksgiving episode is especially rough, however. The storyline revolves around who will get custody of Emma if Ross and Rachel unexpectedly die. They choose Monica as a guardian, but if anything happens to her, Ross and Rachel aren't convinced that Chandler can handle the responsibility. Chandler proves that he's up to the task, but after accidentally breaking Monica's fine china, he isn't sure if he'll live much longer.
I'll be right there, Emma. Just let me get my trusty diaper bag here.
At the time, nobody could have imagined that Perry would be the first friend to leave us. In retrospect, what was once a funny zinger may be the most heartbreaking line in the series.
Well, what do you know? I guess I'll be the one who dies first.
Number 4, Walkout, in the heat of the night.
That was Lawson Stiles' neighbor. He heard Stiles' dog going crazy barking, and he went over and he found Stiles dead.
O.J. Simpson was acquitted of Nicole Brown and Ron Goldman's murders. Even after his passing, though, Simpson remains an infamous figure in the court of public opinion. It's easy to forget that Simpson was once a beloved figure, showing promise as an actor following his NFL tenure. In this TV adaptation of the Oscar-winning film, Simpson was considered for the role of Virgil Tibbs. The part ultimately went to Howard Rollins, but Simpson did make a Season 2 guest appearance as Councilman Lawson Stiles.
I'll be careful, and I'll get over to see you real soon, huh? You just keep it warm for me.
Caught in the middle of a tense union strike, the councilman is murdered in his home one night. Wherever you stand on the OJ debate, there's no denying that this episode took an ironic turn 6 years later.
My babes.
Number 3, Chris Farley, Saturday Night Live.
But that was then. This is now. This time I'm not just talking the talk, but I'm going to be walking the walk for myself.
In season 23, Chris Farley returned to SNL as host. It was Farley's last trip to his old stomping grounds and one of the last times we'd see the comedian alive. Barely 2 months after its airing, Farley tragically died of an overdose. Farley's behind-the-scenes struggles were evident in this episode, as many cast members noticed that he wasn't in the best health. Producer Marcy Klein even worried he might have a heart attack. The opening sketch in particular hits too close to home, as Tim Meadows and Chevy Chase try to convince Lorne Michaels that Farley is well enough to host following his last trip to a spa.
Chris has been doing great. And he's completely sober for, what, 2 weeks?
Six.
Two, whatever. But what counts is Chris is not just talking the talk, he's walking the walk.
For a period following Farley's death, this sketch and his monologue were cut from syndication.
You know what I've learned? I've learned lessons about responsibility. Being responsible, not only to myself, but to the people around me. Yeah. That means you guys.
Number 2, Plague, the Dead Zone. COVID-19 has changed the way we look back on numerous TV episodes, including one of Supernatural that totally called the whole toilet paper thing.
You ever get back there? You hoard toilet paper. You understand me? Hoard it. Hoard it like it's made of gold. Because it is.
Thanks, Chuck.
Oh, you'll thank me all right. Mark my words.
The TV adaptation of The Dead Zone arguably came the closest to foreshadowing the pandemic, however.
I don't know. All I know is that it's highly infectious, and it may be fatal. Right now, we could all be infected. If we take this outside, we risk the whole town.
In Season 2, Johnny Smith has a vision of a deadly virus that originated from China and involved an animal. The characters discuss whether masks are necessary, look to chloroquine as a possible cure, and the coronavirus is even directly mentioned.
Well, it took 34 days to isolate the coronavirus that caused SARS, and that's fast. I'm authorizing a quarantine on everyone who's come in contact with a symptomatic person.
While COVID-19 hadn't been discovered yet, SARS-CoV-1, a coronavirus strain, had recently led to a serious outbreak. This episode was largely inspired by the 2002-2004 SARS outbreak. Although in 2020 hindsight, it may feel like the writers had prognostic powers like Johnny.
It suppresses the enzymes.
Number 1. Pilot, The Lone Gunman. The Lone Gunman only lasted one season, but it's remembered for two things: being an X-Files spin-off and inadvertently predicting the September 11th attacks.
You said they intend to bring us down in the middle of New York City?
The pilot episode, which debuted on March 4th, 2001, sees the lone gunman uncover a plot to hijack a commercial plane and crash it into the World Trade Center. Something like this wasn't entirely unprecedented, as the World Trade Center bombing had taken place several years earlier. Even so, it's unnerving just how close this episode came to predicting the reality we would face 6 months later.
World Trade Center. We're going to crash the plane into the World Trade Center.
Not everything coincides with real life, as the episode exposes government workers as the villains. Of course, even that unintentionally foreshadowed some of the 9/11 conspiracy theories we've seen since.
Lost him. Sorry, sir.
I know who they are.
Which TV episodes do you find the most disturbing in retrospect? Let us know in the comments.
Haven't you ever noticed after people have some of my barbecue sauce, after a while when it kicks in they get all huggy-buggy?
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from Watch Mojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.